like to introduce myself and show you where I am, where I'm at, and what I do. I don't know if you can see that boat just went by, but yeah, we're sitting on my boat dock shooting this, having this little brew. Wouldn't be a brewing video if you didn't have no brew, right? My name's Gator. Actually, it's Gary, but I go by Gator. I started this channel to help others learn how to brew home brew and their wines or meads, and I've been doing this for quite a few years. Well, it started back when I was, I don't know, 10, 11 years old, when I lived on a farm. I grew up on a farm, and when I got 10 or 11 years old, you know, all the farm kids around our neighborhood, called farmland neighborhoods, you know, every summer we'd help each other haul hay and, you know, help put hay bales up in your barns. You know, that's back when, you know, the big old 60, 80 pound square bales. You know, imagine a 10-year-old kid hefting 60 pound bales of hay. Hey, we did it. By God, we did it. And we got paid plenty too. What? Back then, I think it was a penny and a half, almost up to 2 cents a bale. For a young man, back then, that was some good money. Well, that's where I also started to learn how to brew. 10 years old, me and my cousins and some other hay hauling fellers, we come up with the grand scheme of things. You know, we decided we'd make our own homemade beer while we was out baling hay, or you know, hauling hay. We took mason jars, you know, quart-sized mason jars. We'd fill them up with some apple cider, or apple juice, or whatever. We'd sneak in Granny's kitchen, get us a package of Fleischmann's yeast, and we'd sprinkle the yeast on them mason jars and set them out in the hayfield while we was picking the bales up. Well, during the evening time, you know, after we'd put the last bale of hay up into the barn, well, we'd go rescue our home brew. You know, after a hard day of work, it's Miller time, right? Well, we go, you know, the sun been beating down on them mason jars all day, and you can kind of imagine what it did to the yeast. You know, we did that for, like, you know, fast fermentation. It fermented all right. We'd sit underneath the security light of the barn 1, 2 o'clock in the morning after we got done. We'd start sipping on them mason jars because, you know, after the sun goes down, it got kind of cool. So it cooled the mason jars down to where you could drink it without, you know, being too hot and spit it out. We'd pass them jars around and tell tall tales and dream about, you know, girls in our class and, you know, and what we'd like to do to them, you know. At least give them a kiss or something. You know how it was when you was 10. Anyway, we you know, the more we drank, the more we jabber-jawed and, you know, and boy, all of a sudden it didn't take long for that stuff to kick in. I guarantee you, we got loopy. Well, we never did make it inside our houses, you know, to go to bed proper. Well, we was all crashed out in front of the daggum barn, you know. Next morning, Granddad and Dad would come out to the barn and find us all laying out there, and they just snickered to themselves because they knowed what happened. They knowed. Oh, did they know? And we'd they'd kick us, you know, wake us up. Oh, Lordy, you ain't never been sick unless you drank some apple juice sitting out in the sun all day, and the yeast ain't even fermented yet, and you're drinking live yeast on top of hot apple cider talk about one heck of a bellyache. Oh, we threw up our socks, shoes, underwear, and everything else. Granddad and Dad, they just laughed and, about it. But instead of getting in trouble, they had their way of getting us in trouble. We worked hard all that day, Oh, God. Talk about physical manual labor. We sweated that out. I guarantee you we sweated that out. And by dinner time, we was all feeling a lot better and ready to eat. But boy, anyway, this is Shoal Creek. And my name of is Shoal Creek Brewery. I brew my own beers and meads and wines. And I don't know where it comes from, but it flows down into to Spring River. Spring River, I don't know where it comes from either, but it flows down through Oklahoma and it dumps out into Grand Lake. Right there at Wyandotte, Oklahoma, there at Twin Bridges. I don't know if anybody's ever familiar with that area, but it's northeastern Oklahoma. It's about a hop, skip, and a jump away from here. That tree over there wasn't in the way. I could probably see it. But I'm going to take you on a little road trip and give you just a little bit of history about this place and a little bit more about what I do. This is an introduction video of who I am, what I are, and where I come from, and where I'm going. So we'll be right back in just a minute. We're going on a road trip.
Road trip? I want to go on a road trip. That's our little doggy going, oh, we're going on a road trip. Sorry, guys.
Okay, we're on my road trip. As you can see down that way, that's where we was sitting at, where my house is at. Sorry about that, but, I'm doing something I ought not to do. I'm sitting on the hood of my car shooting all this instead of getting all the daggum, pillars from the windshield and the doors. But yeah, down that way is looking up Shoal Creek to my house. I'm gonna pan over here where it runs into Spring River. Alright, as you can see over here, this is kind of a lake area. This is where Shoal Creek runs into Spring River, and there's some fellers over there playing on their sea-doos and whatnot. Over here is one of the oldest dams in this part of the country. It was built in 1893 and it supplied power to northeast Oklahoma, southeast Kansas, and southwest Missouri. It's one of the first hydroelectric dams ever built in this part of the country, and it still works. They still actually use it. We're gonna drive around and go across of it, and I'll give you a better shot of it. But anyway, what I'm trying to do is start me a new channel. Everybody's got brewing channels. What's one more, right? And there's a lot of good information out there. I watch a lot of brewing videos myself. I have some favorite brewers that I like to watch. I'm not going to mention any names right now until I get their permission. But, there might be some new people on my channel that's never brewed before or would like to learn how. And okay, here's the dam part of it. As you can see, it's pretty old. That's the spillways. The gates. The gates. See, there you go. Yeah, working hydroelectric dams in the United States. And it's kind of, between Shoal Creek and Spring River, it's kind of created a little lake area over here. There's a lot of good fishing and hunting, and believe it or not, there's some eagle nests around here. We do see a lot of eagles. we're gonna go up here, turn around, and get back to my house, and we'll talk some more. And I'll come around and show the other side of where the spillway's at. But there's a lot of interesting history around this area. You know, as you know, Bonnie and Clyde, they robbed a bank in Joplin, Missouri, which is like 3 miles from where I'm at. I live in Kansas, right on the Kansas and Missouri border. So I mean, this place is rich in history, and we're just gonna ride around on the hood of my car. I don't recommend this to anybody. Just as a disclaimer, I'm doing this at my own risk. I don't recommend doing this to anybody, but hey, when you're shooting videos, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Luckily, I'm not in my wife's views. She's the one that's driving while I'm doing this. Otherwise, she'd probably pop me in the ass with a windshield wiper blade. I don't know. But over here is the bridge that we just crossed before we come across the dam. And here's some more spring river, spring lake, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it runs down through Baxter Springs, Kansas, down through Miami, and then from Miami on down meanders down south through Wyandotte, Oklahoma, where the Twin Bridges are at. That's where she dumps into Grand Lake. And I hope that ain't a cop. Whoop whoop. I've been imbibing a little bit. Alright, hang on, we're gonna make a sharp left. Ooh, doggy. Alright, we're heading back to the home 20. And I'm gonna give you another shot from this side of Shoal Creek where I live. And this is an old bridge they used back in the day. It's an old one-lane bridge. And as you can see, I'm just right up yonder. And anyway, I'll get back to you right when I get back home. We'll sit on the front porch, kick back, drink some more beer, and talk about it. Be right back. Let me light you. Okay, I'm safely off my car now. Again, I don't recommend that to nobody, but when you're shooting YouTube videos, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Sitting out here on my front porch. It's a fur piece down to my boat dock. I'm a disabled vet. I served 12 years in my United States Navy as a CB, heavy equipment operator, Desert Storm vet. I contracted cancer about 3 years ago. I'm still on chemo. I had brain surgery back in 2017. So if I get a little bit lost or out there or lose my train of thought, that's why, because when they took the tumor off my brain, they took part of my brain with it. I mean, I'm missing some brain matter. It's not a joking matter, you know. I mean, you know, you call people stupid. Are you missing brain matter or what? Well, yes, I honestly am. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to get back to the home brewing thing. Like I said when I was on the hood of my car, I'd like to, you know, introduce new people to home brewing if they've never done it before. I'll probably shoot some videos that might cater to new people. And the old brewers might find it interesting or find some new little trick or something. Because I mean, like I said on my road trip video, you know, I watch other people's homebrew videos too, to learn new recipes and maybe learn a new technique that I haven't thought of or learned. I mean, it's always a learning process. There's nothing perfect in homebrewing. It's you do things by the seat of your pants, or you know, trial and error. You find out what works best for you. So when you're, you know, if you think you made the perfect homebrew, everything went right. Your boil went right. You didn't have no boil over. I mean, everything come out right. And then when you get done and you finally put your airlock on your fermenting bucket, you get this oh crap moment. I should have did this, or I should have done that. I could have added this for a little bit more flavor and or yeast nutrient, or I could, you know, there's always that oh crap moment. I mean, every brew that you make, you got this the hindsight moment, I'd call it. Yeah, the hindsight. That's a Gator. I'm gonna coin that right there. The Gator's hindsight moment. But anyway, that's who I am. That's who I are. That's where I come from. And I hope you enjoy my videos. And if you have any questions, comment. Put them in the comments. I'll read all my comments. Email me. We'll do a one-on-one. But all I ask right now is, because I'm new, I'm not asking, you know, I'm not asking for money. I'm not, don't. All I ask is to like, subscribe. You know, if you like what you see, if you like me, if you don't like me, hit the dislike button. I don't care. Just do what you gotta do. Just let me know. I need some feedback so I can help you all or improve my videos, which brings me to another subject. I don't have, you know, thousands of dollars of equipment and microphones and editing software, audio interface, brouhaha. All I got is a daggum smartphone shooting these videos with the built-in audio. But eventually I'll get there. We'll have some improved videos, but I'd like to keep it Gator style, just natural, being me, just like I do my brews. Natural, being me, coming up with my own recipes or ideas. I don't copy nobody. I don't imitate anybody. That is one thing I will not do. I will not be somebody I am not. I am Gator, and I am who I are. I'm a hick hillbilly, and if you don't like the way I talk, scroll on, find a New Yorker or somebody you can relate to. I don't care. But all I ask is just your time, your patience, and eventually, between me and you, we're going to grow this channel and make it into something big and huge. And, well, I mean, not huge. You know, I can't really see myself competing with Mariah Carey or J-Lo or somebody like that. But I could, though, because I do play blues music. But I ain't going to do none of my music on this channel, because it's strictly a homebrew channel. I might have blues music in for background music, but I'm not playing my own stuff. I mean, I do write my own songs and play my own songs, but that's neither here nor there. I just want to let you know who I am, what I are, and where I'm from, and until my next, I'm gonna probably shoot a video every 2 weeks, because that's all my funds will allow me. Plus, you know, 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks for a good brew to ferment anyway before you rack it into your conditioning or your bottle, you know. So every 2 weeks, I'm going to try to put out a video, whether it be a beer, a mead, or a wine, or or some other talks like this. If y'all like this video, I might dedicate one day a week where we just drink beer and ramble, converse with one another, you know. It's funny because I'm not a conversationalist. I'm an introvert, not an extrovert. I guess because it's my innie belly button, not an outie belly button. I don't know if that makes any difference or not, but I don't know. Sometimes the performer in me, I get to rambling on and I get to jabber-jawing, but hell, I ain't had no complaints yet other than She-Gator, my wife Regina. She's the one behind the camera, the voice that you hear every now and then. Until we get some more equipment, you know, and until we get a camera and everything where we can put both of us in it, you'll hear the voice behind the camera every now and then. So until next time, this is Gator with Shoal Creek Brewery, and I hope to see you again. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
And this is the face behind the camera. Hi.
There she is.